Hey, 8th grade. So I'm going to get you started just so you have an example of what you are supposed to do for this discussion. So again, the directions are just to look at this tic-tac-toe board, and it says pick 3 problems. So you're trying to think like 3 in a row. But as long as you pick 3, that's awesome. So just pick 3 problems, and you're going to solve to try find the solution to where both of these equations meet the system of equations. Okay? So hopefully you just walked through all of the videos and maybe even looked at the notes. I think the videos are really helpful, and now you're ready to solve. So I'm going to go ahead and do letter A. Just remember, again, I apologize. My writing is going to be messy because I'm using the mouse and my hand, the mouse to write. So I will do my best to be neat. So the first thing I'm going to do is look at, I have that this equation, I've got 3x minus y equals 13. And I also have y equals 2x minus 7. So the easiest thing right now, because we're talking about substitution, which means you're putting something in, just like a substitute teacher comes in when a regular teacher, like when I'm not there, the same thing. We're pretending that this y right here is going to be, instead of y, because we want just one variable to solve, we're going to put this in here because this tells me that this 2x minus 7 is the same as y. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and write this equation. So I'm going to put 3x. Minus, now I'm not going to write y. Instead, I'm going to put in 2x minus 7. I'm going to put that in parentheses because I do have this subtraction, so I'm going to need to remember to distribute that negative sign. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put in, instead of y, I'm going to solve for 2x. I'm going to work with 2x minus 7. Okay, and that is the same as y. And this all together equals 13. Okay, so let me go ahead and draw my line down the middle because we're going to start to just solve this like a regular equation. Okay, so I've got here 3x. The first thing I need to do is to distribute, let me use a different color, distribute this negative sign to my 2x and to my negative 7. Okay, so that's the first thing I'm going to do. Go back to my blue. So I finished copying my 2x. Now I'm going to distribute this to my minus 2x. So I've got 3x minus 2x. And now I need to do the same thing right here, but I've got a negative and a negative. A negative and a negative make a positive. So plus 7. Now I'm at my equal sign, 13. Okay, so there's step 1. Now I'm going to combine like terms. So already I could see right here that these both have the x variable. 7 is a constant, so it's by itself. So now I'm going to go ahead and say 3x minus 2x. Well, I'm just left with 1x. So now I have x plus 7 equals 13. Whoop, a little messy. And now I know that I have plus 7. So whatever is happening to the variable, I need to do the inverse or do the opposite. So 7 is being added, so I'm going to take 7 away. So minus 7. But if I take 7 away from one side, I need to do the same thing to the other side. So minus 7. Okay? So now I'm left with x equals, because these ones canceled out, 7 minus 7 cancels out, it's 0. So x equals 13 minus 7 is 6. So I have x equals 6. Okay? So this is the first step. Now this video is about to end, so I'm going to make a part 2. So tune into part 2 to see how I solve for y.